Hi, my name is Steven and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking to you about top vacation experiences that I currently miss. I have definitely been longing for vacations now that the summer season has finally arrived. In the past few days, I've been missing a lot about what I truly miss from my past vacation experiences. With the warmer weather and all my friends blowing up Instagram with their travel pics, I'm sorely jealous. This time of year is absolutely ideal for outdoor activities and travel. However, due to the fact that we have a young child, we just can't go anywhere internationally. And we have to significantly scale back our travel plans for the next couple of years while he's growing up. Consequently, I yearn to travel just like we have prior to the pandemic. When my wife and I first started to travel abroad, it broadened our horizons completely and enhances our enjoyment of life to be able to travel and experience all those things on vacation. And vacation travel ultimately enhanced our lives for the better. Travel also allowed us to engage in our freedoms and our choice of activities outside of our normal day-to-day lives. We choose to do whatever we want on our own terms. But that hasn't happened for us in over 3 years now. So here's a glimpse of the vacation experiences that I truly miss. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about my background, my vacation experiences that I miss, and my general thoughts. And before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends, hit that notification bell if you like this content. And let's go. Before the pandemic, my wife and I traveled the world at least twice a year internationally. We prepared the trip well in advance and tried to find the best deals when there. It didn't matter where we ended up staying, either at a hostel, an Airbnb, or a legitimate hotel. The goal was to explore and see all that we could see from this new surrounding and environment, figuring out the best foods and culture to immerse ourselves within. But because of the pandemic, those experiences have started to fade within our minds. I long for the old days when we have the freedom to plan and execute whatever we want to go and visit a new place. After so long, we still desire to travel and see the world, but we know that our circumstances have changed. Nowadays, I have to reminisce about the past and also prepare our kid for future travel. So going through this are some of the vacation experiences I miss while my wife and I were traveling by ourselves. So here are some of the top vacation experiences that I miss. Number 1, finding things to do. Most people hate this, but I love absolutely finding what to do and planning for it. The process of finding out and discovering what you can do in this new area is really exciting for me. The trip is completely up to us, and we have the power to do whatever we want in this period of time. A new place can be overwhelming for sure, but there are some rules to help you guide through not over planning a trip. For me, I like to stick to 1 or 2 big events each day while at a new place so that we don't overwhelm ourselves. And if we do plan a complex day, I make sure to plan a rest day afterwards. When we planned our trips to South Africa and Switzerland, this was a guide that we used to follow. There was just too many things to see in those areas, but we had to limit ourselves to 2 things a day. This means that we can get in deep and explore what we wanted to thoroughly. Unfortunately, we didn't see all the things that we wanted to see, but that means there's a next time to come back. When planning these trips, I like to mix it up, having popular tourist attractions and hole-in-the-wall places to visit. It balances out the location we want to go see. So I really miss planning and figuring out what to do for our vacations. Number 2, eating the world. Once we're on our vacation, I love eating out and finding out different types of foods that I've never tried before. Outside of America, there's just more varieties of foods that you could have. And most of these foods are just not available in the States at all. Because if it usually doesn't sell well in America, it's not going to be present there. Sometimes we build our travel around food destinations or things that we want to try. And we do that by scheduling our whole days around that food experience. Most of the times, that food destination was worth scheduling the entire day around. Every so often, we get a dud and the food tastes horrible. But it's always worth trying to figure out a different culture's food. From savoring exotic flavors to sampling the local delicacies, it's always a new experience to be had. And it's always interesting to try to integrate a new culture's food into my day-to-day feasting. It's definitely changed my life and expanded my repertoire of the foods that I eat. I think that the biggest thing that I really miss is having an open mind about new experiences and foods and trying them as I go along. Not all the foods are spectacular, but when you do find the diamond in the rough, it is amazing. So it's definitely worth it, and something that I really miss when traveling abroad is to find out new foods and cuisines to taste. Number 3, exploring cultures. Different cultures across the world are so interesting than the day-to-day American culture that I experience. It's always a profound and enlightening experience for me to go through. Some of the cultures that we visit are very, very old, maybe even thousands of years old. And experiencing those cultures has really broadened my perspective and the human experience that goes along with it. And I have a deeper appreciation for the diversity of humanity as a whole. The culture differences that I experience are sometimes very subtle or it can be a completely different experience than America. For example, English-speaking countries can have a slightly different culture than America, and places like Africa and the Middle East can have a completely different culture than America. Traveling and immersing myself in that culture is a truly unique experience depending on the place that you go. Because sometimes you just can't learn about a culture through books or YouTube videos. You have to just be there. When we were traveling, I always made it an effort to try to bring back a piece of that culture home with us. It can be a trinket, a food, or a story that I bring back from my experiences, so that I can connect my own life and others to my travel experience. So examining and immersing myself in various cultures are something that I do miss from my vacation experiences. Number 4, talking to people. Engaging with people from all walks of life is really something that I missed during my travel experiences. Whether it's fellow travelers or locals, I always learn something new about that place. Because we all come from different background experiences and we can all learn more from each other. The exchange of ideas and experiences have profoundly opened my mind to new things. And the main key that I learned from other people from different cultures is that we're really all just the same. We all want roughly the same things in our life, and in terms of family, work, and life satisfaction goals. It's just that every culture deals with it and obtains that goal a different way. And they all have similar struggles in life to try to get to what they want to do. From morning conversations in a hostel in Zurich to chatting up a high-powered Manhattan couple on a yacht in Miami, there's never a dull moment when meeting people while we're on vacation. Vacations are not just about going to a new place, it's also about interacting with the people that are there. And meeting truly interesting people is one experience that I truly miss. Number 5, changing up my life. Vacations have been a catalyst in my life, offering a valuable break from my day-to-day life. It helps me to break away from my routine and help me to embrace something new. From stepping out of my comfort zone to pursuing personal growth, every vacation has changed my life in a little way, giving me the chance to challenge myself and solve novel problems on my travels. And this ultimately helps me to create a solid memory of that vacation experience and thus my life. I've often talked about my life prior to 25 when I didn't have a lot of travel experiences under my belt. It wasn't really filled with a lot of great memories or experiences or challenges in my life. After I got my first job, I finally had the money to travel internationally. This opened up my freedom opportunities and my perspective about the world as well. And I learned many life lessons while traveling internationally. And these are lessons that I just couldn't learn living with my parents under their roof. And it has helped me to mitigate the stressful life that I deal with while I'm in my day-to-day routines. Although no trip is long enough, a week usually was enough to clear my mind from my stresses. And crucially, that break helped me to begin anew from my daily grind once I got back. So being on vacation is not the only experience that I miss, but taking a break from my day-to-day life is as well. So here are my general thoughts on the vacation experiences that I miss. I have no doubt in the next few years, we're gonna get back into traveling, but it will be a vastly different experiences than what I went through before the pandemic. With a kid in tow, I think the experiences and places that we go will just be different than what we did before, with more emphasis on kid-friendly activities during our travels. I think knowing this, I have to mentally prepare for the fact that it won't just be an adult experiences where we can come and go anymore. We just have to plan for the fact that it's going to be logistically more difficult with a kid during our travels. And frankly, less fun until the kid's possibly 5 or older. I think that in general, I have to be okay with not going back to the travel ways that we once had. Because that was a different portion of my life and we are in a different chapter now. At least until our child is 18 years and living on his own. As much as I like to reminisce and think about the old days, we have to look forward into the future. Things naturally end and other things naturally start in our lives. So it's really natural to think about all the vacation experiences that I probably won't have for a very long time. It's ultimately part of everyone's life that things change. It's about moving on and acceptance. So even though I miss the old vacation experiences, I'm optimistic for what the future can hold for us. So those are some of the things that I miss from my old vacation experiences. Although the pandemic is behind us, it left a lasting mark in our travel plans. We had plans to travel the world for one more year prior to getting married and having a kid. But because we couldn't, we never really got the travel bug out of our system before we started our family. Now that we have a child, we're just not able to go back to traveling the way we were. And I really miss the novel sights, sounds, and experiences we had while on travel. Someday we're gonna go back to traveling the way we were, but it probably won't be for a while. And maybe in the end, that's okay for us, for it to be in the past. So thank you for watching. Please leave me a comment down below on what was the last international trip that you went on and whether or not that was a good experience or not. And I'll see you next time.